Good morning, everybody. This is Martin John. We are here to talk about the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is an ancient text written in the 6th century BC, presumably by a guy Lao Tzu, filled with all sorts of enigmatic wisdom and text on how we might live a more reasonable life. This is Newbie Tuesday. This means that any new member, any long-time listener, no-time caller, or if you called and I don't remember you, or if you called as a mistake and what have you. I'm prioritizing people today. They're going to just move to the head of the line. So if I have a queue and I see someone new, they're going to go ahead and get preferential positioning. So I try and do this once a week, thanks to the conversations I've had here, and thanks to Melissa for giving me the term Newbie Tuesday. It reminds me of Ruby Tuesday, and so that's nice. So yeah, it's chill. As you guys may or may not know, I come on here and talk about that. I've been doing this talk show, and I think I'm the only show. Like, there have been a lot of podcasts on the Tao Te Ching, but this being a live show, and this open to anybody that wants to talk, and this show also being some episodes being made into podcasts. I wouldn't say 50%, not even 50% of these episodes are made into podcasts. I just randomly do it. It's kind of like I talk about it being, when a good show happens, but good shows happen all the time. And I don't make them into podcasts, but sometimes they do get made into podcasts. The recorded version of this is always going to be here on Noom Vibe as long as Noom Vibe is around. And if they are going to close it down, they may give us the opportunity to download our entire, history, before they shut it down. Hopefully that becomes the case. If Noom Vibe ever does shut down, then I can, update all of the podcasts and they can live somewhere. But right now they live on Noom Vibe. So if you're listening to this on another device, if you're listening to this as a podcast on a different platform and you want to participate, you would have to just download Noom Vibe and find me 6 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. This is what I do. And it's the longest show. And I think this is the only show on the Tao Te Ching. If you guys find any, I'd love to meet the people that are running it. But I've been running this show for 5 years. And over the last 2 years, I've been reading my version of my new English version of the Tao Te Ching, and I feel like it's been great. So, if you guys know of any Tao shows that are currently being produced, definitely let me know. I'm hedging that I think I'm the only one. So I think this is the only place to really kind of talk about Tao. So I'm honest. I'm happy about that. And because I was thinking about that, I changed some of the wording on my website to say that, so why not? If people are looking for Tao, I hope they can find me. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're looking to have a little conversation, if you have a number kind of eating away at you, if you're new and you're intrigued and you want to see how this works, if you've heard me talk to people regularly, but you're a little shy, today is the day to do it. I'm always open to receive you, but today new guests get moved to the head of the line if there is in fact a line, and now there isn't. So if anybody out there at all wants to chat about Tao, you can step up and we can have a conversation. I'm going to go ahead and there is Melissa's going to join me. Melissa, the one who inspired Newbie Tuesday.
I'm not a newbie, Martin John, but I'd love to talk to you.
You inspired the Newbie Tuesday moniker.
Well, I'm glad to have had a little bit of inspiration for you, my friend.
Always, always. How are you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing okay. I've been having a lot of neck pain lately, so
Pain in the neck?
Yeah, a pain in the neck for real, unfortunately. But it's all right. I'll be okay, and I'm hoping that I found some exercises yesterday that are specifically for the neck. So I've got my little nerve stimulator thing on right now. And
oh, good. Is it electric?
Yeah.
The electric shocks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing some electric shock therapy right now.
Yeah.
And when I'm done, I'll do some exercises. And then I'm actually going to go to school today, Martin John, and try to start working on the classroom and start getting that together. And
so Miss B,
woohoo!
What's that?
I have Zumba tonight. Woohoo!
Zumba. Oh, good. Well, hopefully your neck is good for that.
Yeah.
So when you design a classroom, is it going to, like Miss B, are you going to continue the Miss B?
Yes, my Miss B moniker is still going to be in place since the principal, she did, refer to me as Miss Brent, but, since I have the B motif already, purchased, and I made myself a nice purple sign that says Miss B's class. I'm still going to go with that, but there's a little, kind of curveball they threw at us this year. There's one wall in our classroom that they're calling our sound wall that we have to design a certain way, and then there's another one
to keep sound from.
No. To display for kids, like the vowels, sounds, consonant sounds, the different sounds that they're going to.
Okay, and so this is for second grade specific.
Yeah, well, kindergarten through second have it.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. You can see. I'm going to stand on, and this is a hill I'll die on. Not really.
Don't die, Martin John.
No.
I know it's a statement. I know.
But the idea that creativity and investment in creativity and the ability to be flexible exists within limitation. So when they say, "Hey, here's your room," and you're like, "I can do anything I want," and then they come in and say, "But this."
Yeah, you have to do
it's
this.
Actually,
you have to do that.
It's actually beneficial to our creativity to have some limitation to work in. Every medium, I would say, except drawing, because drawing is so broad. Drawing can be watercolor. Drawing can be pencil. Drawing can be folded paper with drawing on it. It's when we look at the caves of Lascaux and all of those those are drawings, but they're drawings, and they utilize the formation of the rock to help them form like the oxen and the things that they were depicting. So drawing is one of the things that has probably the least amount of limitation. But then once you start going into painting and printmaking and collage and other things like that, you start to bring in more limitation as part of the medium. So each of the mediums you choose is going to be a little bit more limited. And that's where things get increasingly more exciting, because you have to work with a limitation. And when you get a wall removed from you, that's actually an invitation to be more creative.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my best to be creative. That's what I have to I have to be in the room to kind of get,
There's an energy in that room, and you're going to have to, and when you leave that room, you're going to leave it with a completely different energy, when you're done with your class.
Yes, I will bring my own energy to the room. That is for sure.
Yeah.
As I do with any room that I enter.
Yeah.
I take my energy with me wherever I go. Sometimes my energy has been described as a little too much, but that's all right because I think
That's
it's
right.
not.
That's right. And it may very well be too much for people, for some
Yeah,
people.
but that's
But that's,
them, you know?
like they have to realize that, like if I want to have, if I want to be able to control something, I better not go into Miss B's room.
Yeah, because there's no telling what's going on in there.
No telling. All right. Well, you're going to go to school today, and you're going to start to set up now, are you just going into, like, are there some tasks that you need to do today?
I mean, I just wanted to, I had gone through like a couple of crates of books and stuff that was in my shed, and I want to take that and kind of like books, you know me and books, Martin John.
I do.
I want to look at all the books and, decide how I'm going to organize my books first. Cause, the library, the classroom library, even though I'm technically not a librarian, I do have a library.
Yeah,
so in a way, that makes me a librarian.
You work those angles.
So I want to kind of, look at that first and figure out where and how I'm going to set up my library, and then, get inspired for where I'm going to put this sound wall and all the other stuff. And
Nice.
I feel I need to be in the room for that inspiration to happen.
Yeah, I think so. Like, again, like as we've talked before, everything is a being, right? Everything is here to have a relationship with. So that's what you're doing. You're going to go and you're going to have a relationship with the room. And this is the beginning of that. And so you want to be in there, doing you as it's doing it. And then you want to introduce yourself. You want to be like, hey, we're going to be working together, and that's fun. Do you have a number?
I do. We're going to go with 66 today, my friend.
66. Is that leading from behind? 66. There are great benefits to humility. All rivers flow to the sea because its position is lower. The master emulates this by always being a servant, inspiring from below, leading from behind. No one is oppressed. They find their own way. Like rivers, so too will the people flow to the master, never feeling oppressed or as if they are in danger. The whole world supports her and keeps her in their hearts. Without a reason or desire to compete, she's never met with competition. You may run into other people today, while you're in your room. But the relationship that you're focused on today is the one that you have with your room. And, when I read this, it started, there are great benefits to humility. All rivers flow to the sea because its position is lower. Like stepping into that room, not as someone who's going to conquer the room, but humble to see what the room has to tell you about how it should be set up, or how it wants to be set up, or where the energy and how the energy flows through the room. For you to walk in quietly and take the room in, rather than walk in with all your stuff and then, not that you would do this, but bang it down and control the room. The master emulates this by always being a servant. That room is going to be there when you're gone. You serve the room. The room isn't here to serve you. It's going to be there long after you're gone. Inspiring from below, leading from behind. Like, you want this room to be your partner this year.
Yes.
To step into that room with that humility, with that space of like, I am honored to be your partner this year. Will allow that sort of energy to, will allow you to like introduce yourself, to meet that room, to meet that space that you're going to teach so many young people. And that room is going to be it's not just up to you. That room is going to be such a, like, that room is going to hold these children. And you're going to want that room to understand how important that is for you. It's not just about you doing a job. It's not just about you, abiding the rules or whatever. But it's you guys, you all having a relationship together. And you are going to lead this. But yeah. But it's kind of, it's kind of like, this little microcosm of who's really in control.
Right.
And that room, that space, that's the thing that everything happens within. And that room is going to be holding that energy. And that's a space where you can really like step, and this is your moment, right? Today is the moment to step in with that bit of humility and be like, I'm honored that I get to have a relationship with you this year.
Yes. I really like the line that said the whole world supports her and keeps her in their hearts. So I'm hoping that I will have lots of support, and I know that not that the room will be, the heart of what is going on, that, that will be central to what I'm doing, but also that I will keep the kids and why I'm there as, part of in my heart as well.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like getting that support, like the whole world is the children and their parents and the principal and all of that. Like, they never feel oppressed, because the space that you hold is open. So they never feel like you're pressing down on them. Like you're here holding that space. And that space for this year is in this room. And that's why when the principal wants to tell you some BS, she has you go to her room.
Right.
Because when she comes into your room, that BS isn't going to land as well. You know what I mean? And that's why for you to like recognize, like when we talk about Tao, the whole world supports her and keeps her in their hearts. For this room is the relationship. Like, and in your life in general, in your house, in your room, in your house, in your, the places that you go and stuff, like, but everything that you touch will support you and keep you in their heart, because you're open to receiving that, because you're open to allowing them to do that in the way that they do that without having to dictate how it should be done. The room is going to be the room, and you're going to have to work within the limitations that the room is going to give you. And then you in the room have to work with the limitations the school is going to give you. And that's your team right now. What's the room number?
104.
It's a good number.
It is. 104. Because, if you take the O out, and actually it doesn't have a value, so we put the 1 and the 4 together, and that's the day that I was born, the 14th. So it has a little, numerology significance there for me, right?
That's numerological significant. Yeah, numerologically significant.
There we go. That's
Thank you so much for joining. I did have someone in the queue. It was, I think it was someone new. But they're gone now. Sometimes, and this is going to be a bear for any new people, and people that haven't joined. Sometimes the app isn't great and knocks you out. Like Sandy, I think it was Friday, tried joining 4 times, and she kept getting kicked out. She ended up coming up yesterday, and we talked all about it. So yeah, that's possible. If you do come on when someone else is talking, or if you've been on for a long time, sometimes it just knocks you out. So if you were trying to come in, and it did knock you out, please come back up. If anybody else wants to pick a number, I'm going to go ahead and continue talking about 66 for a little bit. And if anybody wants to come up, again, it's Newbie Tuesday. There's no line right now, but if you are a new guest, I want to invite new guests to come on Tuesdays, and they get moved to the head of the line. This is sort of what I do. This is, I believe, as I was talking about earlier, this is the only show on the Tao Te Ching, and we talk about the Tao Te Ching every day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. You come and join me. If you benefit from the work that I do, you can check out the links in my profile and support this show, or you can pick up a copy of my Tao Te Ching through the links in my profile as well. Moving back to 66, leading from behind. There's great benefits to humility. All rivers flow to the sea because its position is lower. When we were talking about Melissa's room, I was talking to, who was it that was saying that I think it was their car, when they got in their car, and they were just kind of like, oh, like my car seemed to be happy that I was back. You know, I think that was Marianne. And Marianne had that experience. And it's true, right? These things that we associate with inanimate objects or whatnot, they're real things. They have feelings. They're not the same as us. Maybe they are. We don't really know. We don't know. But they have energy. They have energy, associated with them. You know, it's like if your car sometimes doesn't start on a day that you are frustrated, or you have certain car troubles. I remember someone called me and was just like, I got all of these flat tires and stuff like that. And when I met him, he set himself up for a nice 30-minute free consult that I do. And he was like, hey, you know, I've been getting all these flat tires, and I'm wondering if it has anything to do with some energetic stuff in my life. And he was like, maybe you should know that. And he went into this big story about having been in a coma, and he got hit by a truck and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, well, having been hit by a truck and getting flat tires, I mean, there is a connection there. I mean, it's loose, but it's pretty obvious. And he and I eventually had our conversation. And I was like, you know, the energetic kind of signature that you're putting out in the world is going to be picked up by everything around you. So if you go into a room, let's say Melissa goes into a room that, she's going to be teaching in, and she goes in and tries to manipulate the room, well, the room might rebel at some point. Marianne, how are you?
Good morning. Yeah, I went into my room yesterday too. So it's that time of year.
Good.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Yeah, I guess.
I put away my all the camping stuff, well, a lot of that, and cleaned out and you talk about limitations. I was at first thinking, I'm like, I don't have any limitation. I can do whatever I want in my room, except I don't, because my room is the old home ec room. So I have like 6 stoves. So I actually don't have a lot of wall space. I only have one wall that I hang some mats on.
See, this is the thing. There are limitations. Like, and if you have no limitations, I always think it's a little harder. You know, if you were to get rid of those stoves, you'd have other limitations. You know, my guess is, you know, gas pipes, like other things, whatever. You know, like there other things would come up, other things would happen. And I feel like limitations are always present, and I think that it's just part of the dance of life. You know, we go into, you know, there's limitations. You know, we live in northern hemisphere, like far enough where we see snow, right? Like that's a limitation on growing things. It's a limitation on doing things. It's a limitation on, you know, all sorts of stuff. It's a limitation on our ability to get vitamin D, you know, like whatever, you know, like there's all sorts of limitations that are out there that we have to contend with. And that's part of the, it's when Tao says life is not without its problems. So problems turn out to be no problem at all. It's like, yeah, these limitations are just out there. It's not a problem. It's just, that's what you have to face. Far out. Let's see how I can creatively deal with having 6 stoves in my room.
Yeah. And you end up making like little rooms. Like I have one, my own stove and my own thing. So,
you know, and then, you know, maybe that's an opportunity for you to use magnets and other things like that, right? Like, or, you know, who knows what you can do with that, but you're the one that has to be creative and that's the problem, right? That's the quote unquote problem that you get to solve. That's the equation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I used to be this. I was thinking also of when she said her room's 104. I used to have 411.
Mm-hmm.
And I called 911 a couple times on that one. So one time during an assembly, all of a sudden, all these people like came to check my room. I'm like, man, I hit 911 again. Oops. So I like my 403 better now. I don't have the same problem. So
yeah, that's good. So you went to your room. How was your room?
Oh, my room was pretty good. Well, they painted it this year, so I am also putting things back because I have a huge bookcase of my all the class books, whatever, and they had put it all in front of it, and so I'm still working on putting all that back. And you know, that's the opportunity to get rid of a lot of stuff. So
yeah.
So
and is this the room that you've been in for a while?
Yeah, I've been in here 5-6 years, I'd say.
Okay. How's your relationship with the room?
Oh, it's a good space. Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy my space and, the room. It's, like I say, we got a lot of kitchens. We use 2 or 3 of them, depending on how many kids I have in there, except now I took over camping. But, no, it's a very nice space. And
now, do you teach people how to cook?
We do, on like Fridays, some Fridays, not every Friday, we will cook because the kids love it and they need to.
You got 6 stoves. I mean,
I got 6 stoves.
How can you not?
Yeah, exactly. So that was it was actually, Darlene, had suggested moving down because we do cook on Fridays. And I used to only try to come up with like no bake recipes. And,
come now.
Well, yeah, because I didn't have a stove, or we'd do something.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, it was working within my limitations. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And then this room kind of became available, and I was like, well, no, that's kind of crazy. Why would we want it? And we did, and it's been great. Yeah, it's a nice room, and it's longer. And because we got all the kitchens, you know, it is kind of divided, and so I've got like different areas for the tables, and there's different kinds of tables. So it's kind of like, you know, the idea one person's working with 7th grade up in the front, you can work with 9th graders or whatever. So yeah, no.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I get the 2 windows. We only have 2 windows. That was the problem in this one. The other room had this gorgeous 2 windows that has the sun coming in. So now we just got 2 little ones. But it's a lovely room. I like it.
That's good. And I'm glad that, and this goes back to your car experience. Like, oh no, it is a being. It is here. So that's the, it's great that you have these relationships.
Yeah, and it is one space too. Like when I first learned Reiki, that they said, bring it into your room. So I do Reiki, on the room.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's Melissa's going to essentially do the same thing when she steps in, just with that humility.
Yeah.
To step into that space with that humility. It's like, it's the walls are the structure, but it's that space that's in it. That's the thing that makes it worthwhile. Like we can look at the walls, we can look at the things in it, we can look at the stuff, but it's that space, it's that empty space that's where all the energy is. That's what we're going to be using. That's actually, even though we're going to be using the stoves, it is if that empty space wasn't there, we wouldn't be able to get to the stove.
Yeah. And
so that's the energy.
Just like in church and any other place, kids have their own spaces. So you start to know the room as, this is where the 8th grade, or this is where, this student sits. And it does take on a life of its own. And I try to make it a place that, it's a safe place and people treat others, because kids can be mean to people. So
sure can.
Yeah.
Kids.
So,
and it's not, it's not that they're trying to be mean. They're just trying to figure out what life is.
Yeah.
And mean is part of life. That's just part of it. They need to understand, he who wants it all must know what all includes. It's like, you got to figure it out. Like you created love, right? In their life, you created being nice, and so they have to figure out, well, what am I being nice for? And then you go out and you be mean. What is the good if not a lesson for the bad? What is the bad if not a vision? Like that. And it's just like, oh, this is why nice is better. I was mean and I feel crappy about it, or I don't.
Yeah, I had a student once who had came in and some of them work. I get him little jobs in the kitchen, or whatever, and he was working in the kitchen, and he ended up stealing a cheese stick, and this was when he was a 9th grader, and I think that was kind of the last straw, and so
a cheese stick.
A cheese stick. Yeah, and there was some other, because that sounds
like a breaded mozzarella.
Not even just the one in the plastic, a string cheese.
Okay, yeah, string cheese.
Yeah, and so that was like the final straw, and so he got fired basically from this free job, and last year he was a senior and ended up, and he asked Robin, our kitchen staff, he's like, I knew I had done wrong when I was when I took that cheese stick. Can I try again? And so he worked in the kitchen for the last 4 or 5 months, had the best time. And he really learned from that experience of why you don't do that. And,
right.
And it came out to be very positive. So that's all.
And that's the thing. Like it's not, this is the problem with dual. It's wrong, it's right, it's good, it's bad, and all that. Because like when you say, well, it's wrong to steal. Well, actually, for his experience, he benefited from having had the experience.
Yeah.
The experience of him having to, because he would have never learned that lesson had he not done it. Now, so is it like, you can look at the idea of, are my actions better? See, you have this sort of dual thing. You have your actions and you have the results of your actions. Are they going to benefit you and hurt someone else, benefit you and benefit someone else, hurt you and benefit someone else, or hurt you and hurt someone else, right? And when we do that, we realize, benefiting everybody is the best.
And that's what he learned then.
Yeah. And then, but you can only learn that because if you're given everything, you think you want to benefit yourself. You think that is the goal. But the thing is, it's like even my show, my show benefits me, but it benefits others, right? And I do that, and I do this in, as probably as in as much of a, benevolent way as I can. Like it is still benefiting me, but it's also benefiting others. And I don't know that anybody is harmed by it. And that's the thing. When he took the cheese stick, like he took the string cheese, someone didn't get that string cheese. And he didn't need that string cheese. And he realized that it wasn't worth it. Because now, although him working there did benefit everybody, him stealing put somebody out. Even though it was something small, even though it was less than $1 or whatever, even though all of these things, it's minor, but you are still making it hard on someone else.
Yeah,
right.
And he broke that relationship with the head person who he just couldn't do that. So
right, and that's the thing, and then you learn from that. And you learn from that and you grow. And sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes many years. Sometimes it takes, and we don't have we don't have a system, a prison system that helps people with that aspect because it's not profitable in one specific way. It's beneficial, but the prison system and the industrial, prison complex that we have and stuff, all of that is very, it hurts a lot of people to benefit itself. And it says, well, these people aren't worth helping. There are some institutions that help, but it's becoming fewer and more far between. And that's the thing. If he didn't learn that now, he may have been institutionalized at some point in the prison system. And then, I remember when I was doing Tao of the Day, I knew someone in the Ohio prison system, and I was like, most of their prisons are for-profit prisons. And so they're actively working against you. And the number of counselors that they have to help you deal with this is far fewer than they should have. And you have to advocate for yourself. And if you don't, you're just going to stay there. And that happens in so many places. And good for this kid for having stole that and learned that lesson early.
Yeah. Wow. So it was just a happy situation. I don't know, happy, but...
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a situation like he learned. Yes. And he spent a great time in the kitchen, and he respects it. He respects that space.
Yep.
And the people that he's working with. I know we just talked for 15 minutes about that. Do you want to pick a number?
Yeah, sure. I don't have one, though.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can come back up, and I'll pick a random one. We'll pick that right now. Number 16, Stillness and Integration. Bring you back up. Once again, this is Newbie Tuesday, so if anybody wants to come on that has not been on before, please do. There's still no line, so life is easy. Marianne, you got number 16, Stillness and Integration, one of my faves.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah. Being empty of mind is of the utmost importance and is to be guarded with fervor. We've all seen states of action arise, and always beyond it returns stillness. When any state of action is complete, it naturally returns to stillness. This allows integration of what arose from action, which is the natural cycle of maturation. If stillness and integration cannot be achieved, constant action will lead to anxiety and wild movements. Yielding to stillness makes one impartial, and all particular things fall away. Then, when it is time to die, one can be impartial to that as well. What stood out there?
Just all the stillness, because I'm kind of trying to take this week to be still, because after this week is when I start work and life gets a lot busier.
Yeah.
And so like today is a little quieter after I got a haircut. And
nice.
Yeah. And then tomorrow I'll go back to work, and hopefully I got a new student too. So got to read her paperwork. So
that'll be good. You know, like the thing that I don't know if this stands out, like this first line, being empty of mind is of the utmost importance and is to be guarded with fervor. That's the thing, you know, it kind of like, you know, there's so many of these little lines in my version of the Tao that just sort of can fall under the radar a little bit. And sometimes I think this one might, you know, it's like, it's this paradoxical, you need to guard the emptiness of your mind with fervor, because it is constantly reaching, like your mind is constantly reaching for story. Your mind is constantly reaching to understand things. Your mind is constantly reaching to fill in gaps that aren't even there. And we need to be able to guard our mind and guard that stillness, that emptiness of mind. And we need to do that with some consistency and practice.
And maybe that's kind of what then leads into that stillness, because that's what I'm kind of trying to do this week, so that I can, you know, the more I can do this week, the hopefully more peaceful going into the school year becomes. So, and
yeah,
save my brain from, keep that stillness and as I move forward.
Right. And, you know, and you know, what comes to mind is like, as it goes on, and just like when any state of action is complete, it naturally returns to stillness. At the end of this year, you will have presumably finished your training.
Yep.
And your school year is going to be over. And then you're going to go on the Camino.
Yeah.
And I think that's that stillness. Like, it's already planned. And I don't know if it was planned specifically for that, because you were going to go last year. Or this year.
No, I was going to go this year. Well, yeah.
This year. That's what I meant. Yeah. And so now it's just unfolding in this way. And it seems like that's how it's naturally going to return to stillness. It's just natural. It wasn't necessarily planned. It wasn't necessarily something that you decided. I mean, I know it was something that you decided, but it was like you were going to go this year, and now you're going to go next. And then you said, oh, I'll just go next year. And now you're going to, at the end, when you are going to go, you're going to have finished all of this action. You know, this year was your, you know, all of your buddies like left the school, and this is all new. And now it's, you know, now you're bringing in a new student, and you're finishing up your stuff. So like there's a whole new, like as you said, like after this week, everything ramps up, and it's not going to stop, you know, and it's not going to stop until Christmas. And then once Christmas is over, you're going to be doing something completely different.
Yeah, crazy year. And that was the other line that did stick out, and that was was that last one about all dying, because I don't know what's going to happen, but you're right. I'm going to be done with this program, done with the school year.
Yeah. And you don't know. You don't know what the program's going to yield. You don't know what this school year is going to yield. You don't know what is going to happen. You know.
Oh, boy. These are tough things for me, Martin.
I know. And you're stepping into it with this, like, I need to start with calm.
Yeah.
And, and you're inspired to do that because your body knows. Because you know you need it. It's you're not fooling anybody. You're not so smart that you know to be quiet now. You know what I mean? Your body is so attuned that it is inspiring you to be quiet. And then you're like, you can take credit for that, sure. But you've never done it before. You know what I mean?
Got that right.
And so the fact that you're inspired to do this, it means that, yes, okay, you're paying attention to the subtle and you're doing all of the wonderful things that we talk about, but you're also in this space of like being open to receive from Tao, right? Being open to receive this quiet.
Yeah.
And then, and yielding to stillness makes one impartial. It's like you're not going in trying to lay your best plans. You're going in preparing to receive what this year is going to offer you. And you don't know what that is. No,
you never do. And it's always been kind of, I don't know, interesting. You start the school year with, all the employees, all your students. And at the end of the year, I'd love to look back and say, wow, I never expected this to change or that. And there's always just lots of changes.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like all particular things fall away. All the things you thought you walked into this year with, all those particulars, they fall away. And you're left with what you have. Then, when it is time to die, you can be impartial to that as well. That's the stillness.
Oh, and that's stillness the part I struggle with, yeah.
That's the stillness. Because now you have to, now you're not only mourning that which is gone, you're also having to welcome and become that, that which emerged from the chrysalis. You know what I mean? Like now you have to be this that you are becoming. And I'll look back 2 years from today, and you were more or less like overwhelmed and lost I think it was 2 years, maybe it was more, but it was like, like not knowing. And now you don't know. And it's like, oh, maybe, but it's still okay. It's all going to be okay, and I'm moving in the right direction, even though it's uncomfortable, even though I don't know where it's taking me, even though I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's exactly true, and I'm still scared, but I don't know, but I'm willing to see what else is out there. So
that's right.
Where I go,
because how exciting is this? Like, oh my God, come January, you're going to be in that space. I forget the name of the space that you're going to be in. Do you know?
No, I don't know yet.
Okay.
I won't probably know. I won't know for a while, but...
Okay. But you're going to be teaching in sign language in 3 months. Like...
Oh, okay. Let's just...
No. For 5 months. 5 months. 5 months. You're going to be teaching to all new kids that don't know anything about you in 5 months.
Yep.
And between now and then, you are going to be going through a gauntlet of classes that is going to be overwhelming and challenging. And what a great experience you're about to step into.
Okay, I'm going to say goodbye on that because now I'm getting overwhelmed. Okay.
I would too, but I love you. Good luck.
Yeah,
I think you're doing great work, and congratulations on everything.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye. But one of the great things about talking about Tao and things like that is that we have fun. Yeah, it's difficult. It's like one of the things I always tell my clients when they're having a difficult time is congratulations. This is you doing the work. JK, how are you?
I am well. I was up at 2 a.m., so I got a whole bunch of stuff done. And then I
Oh,
went,
good.
I'm
Then you
like,
went back to bed?
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was tired. I
Yeah.
was exhausted. That was the longest flight home ever. It wasn't really. It went by really fast. But at the end, it was just that, you're right. It's like what you were talking to Marianne about. It's like that last little bit. And then you're sitting on the runway and you're just waiting to be, up to the gate. And you're just sitting there. And Eddie was going nuts. And he was just talking really loud, like in my, in my mind anyway. And he's just so excited, It was hilarious because I was like, it was the last 10 minutes, felt like it was hours. I was like, please, let's just get there, please. I want my bed.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was that. But it was great. He loved the zoo. He was so upset when we were going to go, when we had to leave, because we didn't have a whole lot of time at the zoo. Because Grace decided last minute she was going to go back to New York, because apparently Facebook Marketplace in Chicago is amazing. And she now has a free banjo that she got off. I don't know what the hell she had in that suitcase. A dartboard. I'm like, Grace, she's like, but it's just so amazing here. And I was like, okay. She's like, but I can't get all my stuff home now. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not paying for you to ship it. I was like, postage is crazy.
You got to drive the car back. You're just going to drive a car loaded down with banjos and things.
No, I'm coming back here. She's in New York. She wants her stuff, her dartboard and her banjo in the city. So she's flying home. So she had to get her stuff to New York. I'm not going to New York.
I don't understand. She's flying home now?
She did last night. We all went to the airport together.
She went. Oh, okay. This is. I can't follow. So Grace packed up all her Facebook Marketplace stuff.
Yep.
And went to New York. And you went
to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
And now she's going to be coming back to Chicago.
Yep. And
because she has her
tonight
program. Okay.
Yeah. Because she has free flights. She still has my mom's flight benefits. So she just flies standby. Right. So she's like, I'm going to go since you're going to the airport. I'm going too. And I was like, okay. All right, we're going to the zoo. And she's like, okay. So anyway, we wound up going to the zoo and had such a good time. I dropped them off because I went and, like you said, I saw the parking was like $30. I was like, good night. That's a lot of, not for, we weren't going to be there that long.
Right. And, you can park right over there on that other road though.
There was no parking. So I wound up driving all the way down. It was about a mile, but I liked it because I parked about a mile away and I walked back. Because I don't mind. I walked right up the lake.
The lake
whatever.
path. You can find parking.
It's amazing. It was there's rhubarb everywhere. I was like, what the hell is this? I didn't think that there would be rhubarb all over. But
we're very productive here in Chicago. The land. Yeah.
It's lovely. And then when we were over by the theater, I didn't see the show, obviously, because it wasn't appropriate with Eddie. But
yeah, right.
I did go in. I got to see the set and all this other stuff, and it was great. But I was walking up in that area of the theater. That place is awesome too. Everybody has these little gardens that are by tree. I mean, it's just
life is easy.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh man, who knew? But it was great. If
Well,
you would,
wonderful. Let's pick a number and see where we. Or did you have a number today?
no, I don't. Mm-mm.
Do you want me to pick one for you?
Yes,
Is
please.
that how this is going?
I was trying to look and see, but I don't know.
49.
Yeah,
49.
that's good.
Yeah, of course.
They're all good.
You got this one the other day. 49.
Oh,
Illusion of separateness.
okay.
The master has freed herself from separateness. She opens herself to receive from all beings. When she encounters sincerity, she responds in kind. In the face of duplicity, her sincerity remains. When she encounters goodness, she responds in kind. In the face of evil, her goodness remains. Why should she change for the manifestation? She knows the manifestation is an illusion of separateness. Beyond that, there's only one. What stood out to you there this time?
Can you read it one more time, actually?
Yeah. The master has freed herself from separateness. She opens herself to receive from all beings. When she encounters sincerity, she responds in kind. In the face of duplicity, her sincerity remains. When she encounters goodness, she responds in kind. In the face of evil, her goodness remains. Why should she change for the manifestation? She knows the manifestation is an illusion of separateness. Beyond that, there is only one.
So the first two lines and then the last line. That's what stood out to me.
The master has freed herself from separateness. She opens herself to receive from all beings. There's in the last line, beyond that, there's only one. There's something interesting about this opening line, right? So the master's freed herself from separateness. She opens herself to receive from all beings. You open yourself to receive from all beings. You receive, but you don't necessarily receive what they're giving you. You receive what you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
And even though this isn't what stood out to you, right? It's this when she encounters sincerity, when she encounters goodness. She is sincere and good, no matter what she receives. That doesn't mean that she's going to submit or be different depending on what she's getting, depending on if she's in the face of evil or in the face of goodness.
And there's no good or bad.
Right. Her response to those two things from the outside may look very different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you are dealing with someone that's sober and you're dealing with someone that's an addict, you can't respond to both of those people in the same way necessarily, but you can keep your sincerity. You can keep your goodness. You can continue to be who you are, even though the way or the result of your responding to something looks different from one person to the next. It may look very different. Like I could be very, very helpful to one person and then tell another person, no, I'm not going to help you. And that could very well be because I'm in the face of duplicity. My sincerity remains, but the way it looks on the outside, from the outside, is different. But the sincerity that I have for myself and others remains. And that's why I'm open to receive from all beings. Yes, I can receive the request to help you. My response isn't just carte blanche, like one thing. My response is sincerity. Now, with that sincerity, I respond from myself. I respond as myself. I don't respond to the etiquette of this moment. I don't respond to what I'm supposed to do. I respond because I open myself to receive from all beings. I'm not open to respond in one way to all beings, but I'm open to receive from all beings. When I receive the duplicity, my goodness remains, and I don't get upset at you trying to manipulate me. That's your job. That's what you're here to do. You are here to try and manipulate me. That's okay. I love you anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I actually told somebody, and the look on their face was funny, because I was like, no, I mean, I did that for so long. Like I did this to manipulate Grace. Like we were talking about school and how, her particular school, I mean, it's expensive. It's a lot. She has scholarship. It doesn't matter. Right. But I would always leverage it. The fact that this privilege
she got
I was
the opportunity
bestowing.
To go there or whatever.
Yeah. And then it was like that in my mind. This is a privilege I'm bestowing upon you. Very, regal in that
very,
sense.
Very, yes, it was so benevolent of you.
Yep. And I was like, no, I was manipulating her in that sense so that I could get what I wanted. And they looked at me like, are you saying this right now? I was like, yeah, that's what I did. And it wasn't anything.
Not proud of it.
No, it wasn't. I mean, but it's what I did. I learned from it. I mean, it is what I did though. And, I'm not going to be ashamed of it. It's part of my path. And it was really interesting. The look on the face at the time, they were like, and they understood what I was saying. I mean, because we did,
because they know what they're doing, but they're trying to. So many people are trying to have that plausible deniability. I was innocent. I was innocent. They were not. That's that whole like, oh well, I can deny the fact that this is true, but we can't really.
Well, at the end of it, she was like, yeah, she goes, that is manipulation. I was like, yep, it is. Yep. And we just kind of had a laugh. I mean, this is a really good friend of mine, but it was funny because, something that I would always justify, I think before, like this was the way to parent, and I would justify my actions, even though I didn't feel good about them. To come back and we had that conversation. And even driving yesterday, I was in a little bit of a situation where the car behind me, I did have my signal on. I was trying to turn and I could have been, I'm not, who knows what I was doing wrong in that situation. But they were really coming close to the back of the car and I had an opening to turn, but it was kind of close. So I was like, I got kind of like I was a little nervous by and so like I was like, ugh, and I just kind of turned. Grace flipped out. Like she gets very nervous, and she was like, "But you seem so angry at me." And I was like, "I'm not angry at anybody because my anger is very different now. My anger was anger before, and this time, like now, it's not like something I hold on to as much. Like I have my emotion, I go." It's just a different feeling internally. And so I was like, and we had a good discussion about that, but her perception of the situation was that I was doing this to like make her like, cause I was angry at her. And I was like, why would I be angry at you? You didn't do anything. Like, I'm just trying to turn the car. And she's like, well, I couldn't see the guy behind us. And I was like, of course, that's my experience. You know what I mean? Like nobody can see that perspective of what you're experiencing and what I'm experiencing. And we have to kind of just trust. I do trust that that's what I'm supposed to be doing in that moment, regardless if I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, and just follow. And that kind of leads into that middle part. Like you say, you just be you regardless. And then what is happens. And so, I like this verse a lot.
That's good. And
you can find oneness with yourself and the things around you, So, at the end, hopefully.
Right. And I love the question, why should she change for the manifestation? Like, why should you change because someone decided to not help you? Right? Why should you change your life to being upset about that person's decision? Why should you be upset because someone got upset at you? Sometimes people get upset and it's like, all right, well, if you're mad at me, then I'm going to be mad at you. It's like, wait, really? You're going to waste that? You're gonna, just because they decided to be mad at you, you're going to go ahead and waste your time and energy on that? Silly.
Yeah.
Silly waste of time.
It is. Well, thank you. I love you.
Absolutely.
I'll talk
Love
to
you
you
too.
soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. I have a banjo, by the way, and it's fun. I like a good banjo. I did see that Sandy was in line. I don't know if you're having trouble again. I'm gonna kind of just pause and see if you wanted to pop back in. I know that you came in soon after I brought JK up. And if anybody else, long-time listeners, no-time callers, long-time listener, first-time callers, like I'm always up to have you guys come up. Today is Newbie Tuesday, always open to chatting with new folks and talking about the Tao. I hope you guys benefit from this work I do. Once again, I think I'm the only person doing a daily talk show on the Tao Te Ching. And so if you know people that are interested in the Tao, please send them here. And I also love this platform because it's just like you guys can just call in and we can sit here on stage together and chat a little bit about the Tao, utilizing the Tao as an oracle. It's always nice to be able to, get that first initial energetic signature and then pick a number. We went through 66, 16, and 49 today. So thank you everybody that came up. I'm going to start wrapping up, but if anybody wants to come up, we'll definitely take time to chat with you. Okay, so if you guys benefit from the work that I do here, please check out the links in my profile. You can support me through Venmo or buy me a coffee. If you're listening to this on a podcast, you can check out Noom Vibe, Noomvibe. It's a pedometer for the Noom app, but it is a free app that you can engage with speakers like myself. I'm here 6 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, and talking about the Tao Te Ching. So if you wanted to join me, you can always come on Noom Vibe and check this out. This show has been going on this platform, and before it was Noom Vibe, it was Wisdom for about 5 years now. I think 5 years come October. And yeah, this is what I do and what I've been doing. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys benefit, check out the links. If you want a copy of my Tao Te Ching, you can check out the links as well and pick it up on my website, martinjohn.com. And set up a free consult call through my website, 30 minutes. I'll tell you about what I do. We'll talk about where you're at and see if we might be a good fit. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And until next time, keep recovering yourself.